Salve, this is Curio Miniatures, and this is my Death Brigade. This is my Death Brigade, and basically, this is my captain. You can see he's my captain, Death Dealer, captain, on with the Storm Bolter grenade launcher. So basically, you can see him. I'm going to do some magnifying glass stuff too, but Paul did the skull work. The rest was me. I did the rest. So you can see that's his side view. It's actually pretty cool. And you can see this is like his back view. So Paul did that skeleton effect. These are Chaos Terminators from Khorne. They serve Khorne, K-H-O-R-N-E, and this is from Nostalgia, blah blah blah. It's not for kids. These are lead. You can see I'm handling these with the glove. I'm not taking any chances, and in case somebody sees this, they can see I'm handling this with the glove. So basically, you can see that gives you a little bit of a better look, and then you can see some of the detail a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, you can see these things. This is Space Hulk First Edition, if you wonder, and you can see these things don't really, they don't really link in that good. You know, like that's kind of like the thing. But I'm going to try to show this pretty good. But yeah. So you can see, this is how he looks, and there's a little more detailing, which you can kind of see with the little hole. I'm going to try to do this a little bit better later. You know, I'm going to show some more of the details and stuff. But basically, you can see, it came out pretty good. So Paul did like the skull effects. Everything else was me. And you can see Paul, I really like the skull effects that he did. So I was like, okay Paul, you want to do the skull effects for me? That's fine. And you can see, I mean, I think that's a little goofy maybe. Maybe the way he did that came out a little goofy. But yeah, so that's pretty good. And then Hellblazer is my sergeant. So we'll put him there. We'll move the captain back there. And this is Hellblazer, sergeant, heavy flamer, and power sword. So that's a bit of a weird combo, I guess. And you can see Paul did a cool sort of effect, you know, in that. But I'm going to actually do him normally first, and then I'll do that. So yeah, he's got the heavy flamer, but he's also my sergeant. So that's a little bit of an interesting strategy when you make basically a sergeant and your heavy flamer too. Because basically, they have the self-destruct when they run out of ammo. Obviously, somebody, obviously me, I think we wrote AC/DC. I think I wrote AC/DC on his arm. But I don't think it came out too well. But yeah, so this is basically Hellblazer. So you can see I'm like, I got this when it first came out, so I'm not that old, you know, when I got it, you know. So I'm pretty old now, so you can imagine. So, you know, I didn't have probably the coolest names, but you can see this is a little bit of a glop, some gloppy painting. But you can see with the hole a little bit, you get a little bit of a better view. This was a little more challenging to do. I wanted to do some. I'm missing a panel. Somewhere. I noticed some of my blips chewed up. So I don't know if my dogs chewed up my blips or what. But I noticed some of my Gene Stealer blips were a little bit chewed up. But like I said, I'm going to try to do a better quality of this. But you can see that there's the AC/DC, there's the on his arm kinda. You can kinda see that. But like I said, I'm going to set these guys up in the back. I'm going to pick up the camera at the end. I'm going to try to do like some really good work. See what I can get. But you can see it was actually pretty cool. So the next up is going to be the librarian. And who is the librarian, you might ask? And we really didn't do too much with the psychic rules. So Death Demon is the librarian. He's with the Storm Bolter and a Force Axe, and he's level 4. Basically, all we did was we basically let them add. So basically, they would like add, you know, like add on the stuff, and that was like their big thing. Yeah, you can see he's got the Force Axe. He's got some glop painting. This is some glop painting. Some gloppy glop. He might have been a later edition. And then Paul did that weird thing on the arm, which I think looks kind of stupid, with the blue and the sword and like the dagger. I think that looks pretty crappy. No offense, Paul. But yeah, so you can see that's him with a little more detail. This is really my favorite because I'm a big fan of Space Hulk. This is Warhammer 40K Space Hulk, but I only really played Space Hulk. And this is first edition, and my friends, like, they had the Tyranids and stuff, like Paul and Pete, like the Gambinos, they had the Tyranid sets. And you can kind of see. But like I said, I'm going to try to do this at the end, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough time because I'm kind of like taking more time than I planned. But you can see the details on this is actually pretty decent. Even though I didn't paint this when I was that old, I was probably like 14, 15 in that range. Because I think this came out around 1990, and I think Blood Bowl was like 1989, the 90s and stuff. But you can kind of see he's got a cool like thing to him. And yeah, you know, he's alright. You know, he's decent. And then the next guy is probably one of my favorites coming up, Polaris. Basically, he is a Cyclone Terminator. I got a Cyclone Terminator set. And you can see Polaris basically is armed with a storm bolter and a missile launcher. The missile launcher could do area missiles and it could do single target missiles. So this is a really good guy. Because you got the storm bolter, you can use Overwatch, you can use like your command points. You know, if you jam, you could use a missile. A missile is pretty much going to take everything out. You know, and you can see Paul did a little bit of some cute little skull work. Mostly he did the face on this guy. So you can kind of see. You know, you can kind of see the detailing a little bit more with that. But yeah, these guys kind of show up a little bit better. But yeah, these tiles really don't stick in together well, and like they're really bumpy and lumpy, I guess you could say. But yeah, like I said, hopefully I got one guy left after this, because it's a 5-man Terminator squad. You know, I never really got to finish. I was building like a Marine squad, but I didn't really get to finish it. But you could see I did like the red, and I really liked him. This is my second Polaris. I have another one that another Cyclone Terminator, but I didn't like the paint job, and I must have stripped it. Maybe I'll show them. I have two unpainted ones. One's from like a Chaos Marine one. Basically, these were like converted, I think, or mixed up. Like I bought like two sets. One was like the normal captains and stuff, and one was like the Chaos Marines. And then I just sort of put them together. And this guy's the final guy. He's Deathbringer. And he's basically like a bit of a grunt Deathbringer, because he basically has a storm bolter. That's all he has. And for rank I put heavy for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know, maybe I read it wrong. But you can kind of see. So Paul did the skull effect on him. That's actually pretty cool. You know, you can see his side. His side's actually pretty cool. You can see his back. The back is pretty cool. You can see he's got Death. Actually, I think I wrote Death. Either I wrote it or Paul. I think Paul did the eye, like the Illuminati thing. He's kind of into that stuff. You know, like Cosmic Trigger and Coincidences, and you know, Anton Preston Wilson or whatever his name is. So yeah, he's into that type of stuff. But yeah, you can see this actually is pretty cool. He's got like the little skull and everything. You know, but yeah, like I said, this kind of a bit of a joint paint. I could have did some more faded works, but like I said, these are basically Terminator Chaos Marines. So these are a little different than some other ones. I have one other squad, which I'll probably try to do soon. Hopefully that'll come out well, better than this one did. But this is my favorite squad. This is probably my favorite paint job squad, but the other squad has its own sort of look to it. But yeah, Khorne is really who I'm mainly into, probably, as for them. But yeah, let's just take a quick look. And you can kind of see. Someone told me the Gene Steel box is kind of rare, like Gene Steel. I have that too. And then you can see, if you want to just quick look at the Space Hulk. So basically, yeah, you can kind of see these guys. You know, some of the light, you know, reflects a little bit, but yeah, you can kind of see, depending on how my light is, how they go. But yeah, these are kind of cool. I just wish I had better camera work and stuff, but you kind of see it. You kind of see some of the detail better. You know, just a little bit. See, this guy's really got a lot of detail. He's got depth and stuff. Let's see, maybe I can turn him down. But yeah, you can see this guy's got a lot of detail. You know, he's got like death on his thing. He's like written death. And basically, yeah, you can kind of see. He's even got like little feet. So that was my captain. I thought he was pretty cool. Even the hair and everything. But yeah, you can kind of see all these guys have like their own sort of thing to them. But anyways, my camera's about to kick out. But like I said, Space Hulk First Edition. This is my Khorne squad, Death Brigade.